honestly get surprised by what some of these prices actually end up being for collector's pieces. Don't big like 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out. More Oz content. We have Ib, the World Justicar. Now, there's always a lot of ban list hype and implications that are always kind of, you look at this card and you're like, you know, like, could Ib actually come back? Is today the day that we see Ib? Well, right now, you've had a little bit of movement, not a lot. I mean, she's still a $4 to $5 card. You get light play first eds for about $5. Same thing for the unlims. But you do kind of got to keep an eye on this because, I mean, you never really know. It's the same thing with Ulti Maxi. You know, you kind of have an idea of what's going on. Pot of Prosperities. You know, we still have these $70 ones floating down here. I see, actually, I lied. Somebody actually bought the $60 versions. That's interesting. So they upped them to $70. Too bad those aren't going to ship for a very long time, but that's interesting. The Starlight pots have actually dropped down dramatically. 580, 610, 648. Yeah, light play is going to cost you a decent amount here. This has been one of the most consistent cards in the market here. And then, you know, 38, 39. These have actually been kind of floating down here. Yeah, $40 the way it looks on terms of pots. Okay. Interesting stuff. Meanwhile, Secret Rares are putting you still about 50. Yeah. We've got some quick fire sales here, but then you quickly ramp back up to the $47 mark. Always interesting to see how quick people want to get rid of cards. All copies of Dimensional Prison. Yes, this is right. Super rare copies of this from the original video game. I kid you not. These are back up from what they were near their prime at $32, $37. A lot of people, you got a lot of Edison hype around this right now. Yeah, 30, 32. That's a wee little bit ridiculous. You're scrolling down here to Legendary Collection. You got a market price of $9, which I guess isn't crazy. Yeah, $12. Okay. But then when you move further down here, ew, Platinum Rare, $5. Commons, $2. Maximum Gold copies, $2 to $3. Essentially $3 after shipping, $2. And then the Cyber Dragon Structure Deck copies are also essentially $2. All copies of this right now have kind of reached a price point that you're just kind of like, what in the world is going on here? Get your game on. I bet a lot of you guys didn't even know this card exists. You know, play this card if you're president of the 2007 Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading Card Game World Championship. The attack of all of your elemental heroes and Neospacians on the field is double. This is not tournament legal, by the way. Full disclaimer. All right, but this is one of those cards that looks like it just finally had some sales. A mod play sold for $220, another mod play for $100. But in terms of collectability, I mean, $500 back here from Troll and Toad. Thunderstruck Games at $500. Mod plays coming in about the $250 mark, though. This is just strictly one of those collector's cards. What else we got back here for the World Championship Series? Sengenjin. And then nothing else on any of these. Very interesting. Glad to see that our friend Sengenjin here is 45. They spun down. Near mints have sold for 20. Interesting. Okay. What else we got back here? Oh, hey, the current prize card. I was curious about this, so I pulled this up. It's been a little while since I seen Beyblade Dragon on the market. One sold for $1,200 many moons ago, and you're still looking at 14 to 3. I've seen them pass hands cheaper elsewhere. I think it's like under $1,000 right now on secondary market channels. But this is one of those cards right now. The old last price card, the Crimson Dragon, has been sitting at way cheaper than this. Foolish Burial. You know, I don't even want to play my version anymore of this. I just want to dig out the Lost Art because these are ridiculous. You had a former $290 price tag on these. Near mints sold for $200, $205, and $188 quite some time ago. You get a nice Italian here for $170. You get a damaged French. I don't even know how it's damaged, but okay. Light play back here for $175 for German. And then you hit the $190 mark. Nice little French here for $190. But these do escalate. $192. If you want an ear mint, you're looking at $200. for just a very nice version of this. It's pretty ridiculous. Also, deck Devastation Viruses. This is ridiculous. Your last sold listings were $370 and $370, and then $243 effectively. Well, $242.69 giggity. Gosh, man, these are so much value. Mod play for $140. You hit one light play here for $157. Actually, you have a couple light plays for $157. Interesting. They're probably worried because they didn't have pictures, but these are gorgeous. These do accelerate up very, very quickly in terms of price, but these things are super expensive. Also, this is interesting. High Rarity Lightsworn has always been, you know, like the dream of like all old school players to have. There's only one Lumina currently on the market for this. And this really took me aback because I was like, really, you know, like we're on such short supply of Luminas at the moment that if you've only got one listing up right now, that's a pretty interesting indicator of how the market is kind of handling this. So I found that interesting. Necroface from Glass. We finally got a first ed back here for $500. That's on the record. Somebody bought a near mint unlim for $418. So buy an Italian heavy play. That's bad. You can get a German for $200. Most of the foreign copies are where you're probably going to be at. That does not look very light play to me. Yikes. $350 is where you're kind of looking right now for unlims. And then first ed copies, nice $700. You're looking at about $700 on it to $720 for just touching first ed versions of these. Also, Storm of Ragnarok boxes. I was curious when I saw this too. I was like, really? Lowest available price for older vintage product for this era. You're looking at $450 just for Storm of Ragnarok. Trap Dust Shoot, boy, my favorite old format implications here. Mod played for $266, $362, and $250. I love the top curve here down to the $424 listed median down here, but $355 seems to be about the light play price point. And then you head on up here near mint about $400. Not going to pay that, thanks. That's ridiculous. 10,000 Dragons have actually fallen down in price too. Ideals actually had the line here for a little bit. Actually, one just sold for $1,000 a while back. Okay, yeah, you're looking at $1,150 right now for these. Like I said, I thought Ideal had the line, but it looks like other people are trying to undercut Ideal just to get the quick sale from these. European print 10,000 Dragon. Looks very interesting. Okay, interesting. Scapegoat Retro Pack 1s. These get ridiculous too. Man. See, you can buy an Italian for $150, buy another Italian for $150, and buy a German for $150. Or, you know, you can sail all the way back here to English for $1,000. No, I don't think so. Sparkman from the Mattel figure sold mod play for $5, another for $880. And your lowest is $750. This is a meme and a half. The Mattel action figure cards are always going to be a ride, I think. Boca Moon from Champion Pack. Keep in mind they did do a little kind of reprint for these with the whole speed duel thing. Still not the best about that, but get a damaged book. How kind of toaster took this? I can't even tell it's mod play. It's probably destroyed. $500 for German books light play. On up to very light play at $600. Yikes. Interesting. Yeah, you hit about the $650 mark here, and then you hit about $1,000. Get a PSA 10 for a nice $1,500. Doubt that's gonna sell anytime soon. Morphing jars from TP2. Yes, this is like the holy grail of items. Nice. I love this. Nice Korean for $1,500. Has nothing to do with this. Near mint for $2,500. Light play for $5,000. On up to $10,000 for a near mint. I love all of the $10,000 copies here that are listed. You can very much tell how the top end's going here. And the Masterpiece Blue Eyes is actually crashed down relatively hard. You're down to $2,800 with 3 listings on the market at the moment. So these have not aged well, really. I mean, there was a time where they were like $3,500, but they're receding. So what do you guys think about today's market? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.